Speedrunning Titan Quest can be a daring challenge. The game is about 16 years old now, and while the new expansions Ragnarök, Atlantis and Eternal Embers brought some variety, sometimes you're just looking for something a bit more different. If you're trying to get started with speedrunning Titan Quest, there is a good real-time tutorial you can watch by Mr. Tiger, linked in the description. It is basically a run he did where he commented on what he is doing all throughout the run and explained his decisions. But that video is over a year old now, and what I'm trying to do with this video is giving an in-depth overview of the strats, the skills you will likely use and the items you should look out for. This should hopefully give you a simple stepping stone to get into speedrunning Titan Quest in the Glitchless Typhon category. The strategy that I will explain here is mostly the one that I used in the 1 hour 2 minutes 54 seconds run, but we do have some new discoveries which shifted the meta a bit more. The main skills that are used in this run are the Rune of Life, the Runic Mines, the Sacred Rage, the Thunder Strike and the Seal of Fate of the Rune Mastery. We can't use the Rune Weapon skill with the staff, that is why it's not a consideration. The Rune of Life is important early on because of the movement speed bonus of 10% that you get whenever it is active. There's nothing more to it really. The Runic Mines are the main source of damage in the early game up until Athens. They are quick to use, deal a lot of damage and cover a rather big surface. And the fact that they are available at level 3 makes them a great early game skill. The Sacred Rage is a passive skill which can be tricky to use. While you are below 40% of your maximum health, you gain an overall speed boost and your cooldowns are reduced. It starts at 10% for both values and is increased by 4% on every level, up to 46%. However, it is of course dangerous to stay at this low health throughout the run. The effect of the Sacred Rage continues for about 7 seconds after you get above the threshold. Keep that in mind for boss fights. For most of them it is a good idea to fall below 40% health, heal back up for safety and then fall below 40% health again, continuing the circle until the boss is slain. The Thunder Strike is a skill that is only useful in the fight against the Gorgons. It makes your staff shoot 5 projectiles and grants some bonus lightning damage. Keep in mind that you need to be close to the target to make sure that all the projectiles hit it. Later in the game it can be used for dashes as well. The Seal of Fate is the undisputed number 1 when it comes to dealing damage to a single target. It doesn't deal its damage instantly, which means that you have to be a bit more careful when and where you place it. Keep in mind that both the Seal of Fate and the Runic Mines deal elemental damage, which is divided into fire damage, lightning damage and cold damage in equal parts. After that there are 3 viable options for your secondary mastery: Hunting, Earth and Nadan. I'm not sure which of these is the best way to go, so I'll just tell you why these masteries are good choices. For now I'd advise you to pick the Earth Mastery, but I will explain the thought behind the other choices as well. The Hunting Mastery has the Takedown skill, and the Takedown is really just added in the mix for the movement speed boost of 300%. Dashing with the Takedown really shines in Act 3. The Earth Enchantment increases your fire damage. Since elemental damage is 33.3% fire damage, for every 3% bonus on your fire damage, you increase your overall damage output by roughly 1%. Doesn't seem like much, but after putting 5 points into the Earth Enchantment, your damage is increased by roughly 15%. Then we have Consequences. It has a chance to lower resistances by 25 percentage points. For example, Typhon's elemental resistance of 40% gets lowered to 15%. Huge increase in damage, but it is trickier to use. Now, the start of the run. It always follows the same pattern. You talk to the village elder so that the village guards start attacking the setters. Go to the vendor and buy 4 potions. You then pick up the torch on the bridge. If you feel comfortable with it, you can check the damage value and pick up more torches. 5 to 9 is the minimum damage for the torch, 6 to 10 or 6 to 11 are of course more desirable. There is an advanced strategy where you use the weapon switch hotkey to cancel the attack animation. It saves a bit of time if it is done correctly. You then open the chest here to get 3 more potions, kill some setters and continue to the shaman. In this fight, trying to position yourself in a way that the shaman runs back to the chest is a good idea. It keeps the drops of the shaman and the items in the chests in the same area. I guess that picking up the non-magical items here is not too bad. The added armor value is quite helpful early on. After that, you use your reset character hotkey to get back to Halos. The quest reward should get you to level 2 at this point. You select the Rune Mastery, spend 2 points on the thermometer and put the last remaining point in the Rune of Life. Then you buy around 20 potions, which should get you through the next part of the run. On the way to Sparta, there are 5 shrine locations that you should check. These are locations where shrines can be, it is not guaranteed to find one there though. At the first 2 locations, every shrine except the Shrine of Mastery is a good shrine and should be taken immediately. A Shrine of Thorns can be used in combination with the Taunt skill to be a bit more effective. A Frostbite Shrine is best used by hitting every enemy only once and then watching them succumb to the damage over time. The Battle Marker and the Shrine of Experience don't really change your playstyle. You will then find the first quest that can be completed quite easily, the Cornered Man. Saving the man from 5 setters is really quick and it gives you 300 experience. After that you will reach the 3rd shrine location. A Shrine of Mastery can be used here, but it is probably worth it to kill the first group of setters, because it makes the effect last longer, and you really only start benefiting from the Shrine of Mastery at level 3 with your runic mines. Speaking of level 3, the setter brood is a good indicator whether you are on track with the experience you've collected. Reaching level 3 before this fight is not mandatory, but highly encouraged, because it makes it easier to fight the brute and gain more experience. Completing the Medicine's Waylaid quest is also not mandatory, but again gives you experience that you will need to collect before Sparta anyways. Here are the next 2 shrines. At the first one you basically pick up whatever you can get. The second shrine is less useful if it is a Shrine of Thorns. The goal is to reach level 4 before entering Sparta, or at least getting really close to it, since fighting Nessus on level 3 costs you a lot of time. Put all the skill points from level 4 into the runic mines. As for the attribute points, your goal should be to get to 76 intelligence as soon as possible, just in case you find the Staff of the Magi. After that, it is up to you if you value the HP more, or if you try to go for somewhere around 144 intelligence, so you can equip better staffs in the late game. If you find the Staff of the Magi, you can probably stop searching. No staff is better for the speedrun. But again, more on items later. Once you are in Sparta, you check both vendors for movement speed boots. Ideally, you would get some from the Arcanist, but boots from the blacksmith can also be used. Now there are 3 different options depending on whether you see boots and whether you have sufficient funds to buy them. If you see boots and have enough money to buy them, buy them. Proceed with killing Nessus and looting the chest, port back after that. If you see good boots but don't have enough money to buy them, kill Nessus, open and loot the chest, then port back immediately to buy your boots. If you don't see any boots, kill Nessus, open and loot the chest, and activate the next Rebathon. Then port back and check the vendor again. They should have different items now and you can hopefully buy your boots. Before you fight Nessus though, check the shrine location to the left of the Sparta exit. Continue to go to Nessus. You can either try to pull him out and fight him on his own, or you could just rush in, since he will probably kill all of his companions anyways. Once Nessus is dead, continue as I said before. Regardless of which path you had to take, you are now in Sparta. Complete the quest and put the skill point into Sacred Rage. From now on, your aim is to stay below 40% health for most of the run. Go through the portal, or, if you've activated the Rebirth Fountain, use the Reset Character hotkey to get back to where you've placed your own portal. From then on, it is more or less a free ride without too many guidelines until the Gorgons. Kill larger groups of enemies, but don't waste too much time doing so. Take every shrine except healing and regeneration. Try to stay below 40% of your maximum health, but don't die. Always keep an eye on the amount of health potions you have, make sure that you don't run out, and having about 5 energy potions is not a bad idea either, just in case. You will probably reach level 5 before Tegea, put 3 more skill points into Sacred Rage. In Megara you want to talk to Antor the Sailor, who gives you the quest News of a Shipwreck. Then check the vendor for things you might need. Speak to Timon, he will give you an additional inventory bag. Reaching level 6 will probably happen somewhere around Megara. Put 1 point into the Sacred Rage and 2 into the Runic Mines. Completing the quest News of a Shipwreck is a bit more dangerous than you might assume. The drowned sailors deal a lot of damage and are a bit tanky. Still, it is nice to grab all the magical items from the chests and the bonus experience. You will continue to Ambrosos, where you don't need to talk to any of the quest givers. You will complete 2 quests though, Goods Abandoned and the Master Blacksmith. For that, all you need to do is take a small detour to the 3 chests and walk up to Termeros. While you're here, sell all the useless things in your inventory. This vendor actually pays 50% more than any other vendor, and since you need a lot of gold for the respec in Athens, it's a good idea to sell the things here. You shouldn't be too far off level 7 at this point. Unlock the Thunderstrike skill, put the other 2 points into the Runic Mines. Just before reaching Delphi, you should try to get below 40% health to keep the movement speed bonus all through the city. Speak to the Oracle for some more experience, and buy a staff if you don't have one by now, just in case. Keep an eye open for plane damage bonuses on the staff. There's not much to say about the Parnassus itself, but you want to reach level 8 before the Gorgons. Even more so if you have a green staff with an elemental suffix, which can only be equipped on level 8. You can use the monsters at the war camp to get the experience you need. The skill points from reaching level 8 will be used to max out the runic mines. The remaining point is put into the thermometer. Your rune mastery skill tree then looks like this. 5 points in the rune thermometer, 5 in the sacred rage, 1 in the thunderstrike, 10 in runic mines and 1 in the rune of life. You could theoretically put more or fewer points into the sacred rage, but that would mean that you would need more money for the respec in Athens or lack some movement speed. Now to the fight against the Gorgons. Before the fight, make sure that you put the best relic or talisman you got by now into your weapon. The first thing you want to do is to approach from the right side, get Uriel to focus on you and pull her away from the others. Uriel has the ability to heal, but she will only cast the healing on her sisters, so as long as you fight her alone, healing shouldn't be an issue. You then place the mines in the correct distance and hit her with a thunderstrike while having a staff equipped. After Uriel is dead, you can either fight the other Gorgons one by one or at the same time. The strategy stays the same. Place the mines and use the thunderstrike, this time on Medusa, because you can guide Steno through all your mines. You then loot the Gorgons in the chest and sell off all the magical items from the chest that you don't need at the exit of the cave. Make sure that you've got enough gold for the Athens respec. 4 points in Sacred Rage means you need 50,500 gold, 5 points means you need 60,500 gold, 6 points in Sacred Rage, 72,500 gold. If you don't have enough, you can find more on the Athenian battleground. On your way to Athens, make sure that you get enough experience to reach level 9 when you enter Athens. Leonidas gives around 1.5 bars of experience, and the Athenian battlegrounds give plenty of opportunities to get experience as well. Just again, make sure that you reach level 9 before entering Athens, and put all points in the rune thermometer. Once you are in Athens, it is respec time. Speak to the Mystic, take all points out of the runic mines and the thunderstrike, and leave 1 point in the Sacred Rage and 1 in the Rune of Life. The points that you got from that will be used to get the Seal of Fate up to level 7. With that being done, you can buy some more health potions and can hopefully get rid of any smaller health potions you have left in the inventory. Continue to Alastor, fight him with the Seal of Fate, then continue to Knossos. Not much to talk about here. You can try to get some experience on your way to the Labyrinth. Reaching level 10 before the Minotaur Lord makes the fight quicker and easier. The Minotaurs in the Labyrinth give a lot of experience. They are without a doubt your number one target if you didn't reach level 10 already. Even if you are at level 10, killing the Minotaurs will get you closer to the next level, and the time you lose is negligible. Put all your skill points from reaching level 10 into the Seal of Fate, be careful with the tremor attacks of the Minotaur Lord, and continue to the Telkin. One major thing to keep an eye out for in the Telkin fight, or rather two things, are the Limoses, that the Telkin spawns every now and then. If they live long enough and hit you with the Life Leech attack, they will heal the Telkin. Try to kill off the Limoses as soon as they appear. After that, you can continue to Act 2. There is not too much to do in Rakotis. Kill the Scarab in the library, go on. The level up to level 11 gets you 2 more points into the Seal of Fate and 1 into the Sacred Rage. However, you should kill the legendary Scorpion in the Wadyat Canyons. The 2 skill points will be useful to reach a maximum movement speed sooner. The most important things to do in Memphis are activating the portal and talking to Imhotep before leaving through the eastern gates of the city. Continue to Giza, activate the portal there and then grab the Eye of Chaos in Fayum and the Hand of Balance in the Sphinx. The order in which you do this is not important. You will probably reach level 12 while getting the Eye in the hand. Again, put all the skill points into Sacred Rage. Then go back to Memphis and talk to Imhotep again. In Thebes, it is once again crucial to activate the portal. After that, continue to the third Telkin, kill it, and get back to Imhotep once again. You then get 2 skill points after completing that part of the main quest, and you can use them to unlock the Earth enchantment. You could consider using the Thunderstrike to get a dash ability. I think I might have to try that in the near future. The points from the level up to level 13 will max out the Sacred Rage. Kill off the Sand Wraith Lord and continue to Asia. The Hanging Gardens of Babylon are pretty straightforward. Run to the Chimera, kill it, continue. The fight against the Chimera is a bit easier if you destroy the first 2 traps before fully attacking the Chimera. After that, the whole run is a running simulator up until Chang'an. Try to stay in Sacred Rage as much as possible. Upon entering the city, you can talk to Feian for some experience, but that will fully heal you and get you out of the Sacred Rage. Activate the portal and exit the city to the southeast. Be careful not to die before the Demon Bull. The enemies deal a lot of damage around here. You should probably collect the experience from the Hermit Mage quest, even though doing so is a bit dangerous. The fight against the Demon Bull is another straightforward fight. Place the Steels of Fate. Don't stand too close to the bull. You will probably get hit a few times, so keep an eye on your health. It is better to drink too many potions than not enough. A death here is costly. After that, talk to the Yellow Emperor and port back to Chang'an. You will have reached level 14 by now, put the additional points into the Earth enchantment. Then go back to Chang'an, exit to the top right. Continue to the Wuzhou and to the Telkin fight. Ideally, you'd stay in the Sacred Rage through the whole fight, but that leaves you vulnerable to the Telkin's attacks and their little demon friends. Timing is once again the key to success. Don't force every Seal of Fate on cooldown, rather wait until the Telkin has just fired their strings and place your seal after that. The Olymp is by far the most dangerous point in the run. It starts with the path up to Typhon. The Limoses can slow you down, the Automatoy Masters can stun you, and the Minotaurs deal a lot of damage. Using the Thunderstrike to get right past the Automatoy Masters is also a good plan. Deaths are common here, but luckily there's a Rebirth Fountain at the bottom of the Olymp, which means that dying here doesn't cost too much time. For the fight, stay at a safe distance, dodge the attacks, especially the life leeches. Don't forget the Battle Marker and the Shrine of Mastery as well. If you're confident, you can let yourself get hit by Typhon's lightning attack and get below 40% of your health. That can be tricky though. Once Typhon is dead, jump into the portal and stop the clock. And you finished the Glitchless Typhon Speedrun. Congratulations! Now for the special items to look out for. I've said it before, there are some items to look out for. Most of them because of their affixes, which I will cover first. The most important suffix to look out for is of travel or of journeying for your boots. Having this movement speed bonus early, hopefully in Sparta, is crucial for the speedrun. Alternatively, you can use the rarer suffixes of the Pegasus or of the Hunt. They all give movement speed, the suffix of the Pegasus even has the advantage of giving you a bonus to your elemental damage. The second most important, but also very rare affix is of concentration. That can be found on mages' headgear and staffs and gives you a cooldown reduction of about 9%. There are also some rare prefixes. Staffs that start with Spellweavers and amulets that start with Spellbound are incredibly valuable as well, giving you a bonus on your elemental damages. Same thing goes for the suffix of the Griffin on arm armor, it gives a bonus on elemental damages. Some more suffixes that increase the damage of your spells are of Fire, of Frost, and of Thunder. Since the elemental damage is divided into fire damage, lightning damage, and cold damage, a 9% increase in any of these damage categories leads to a 3% increase of overall damage. Not much, but it can make a difference. Then of course you have the suffixes of Endurance and of Life, which both boost your health points and make it easier to stay in the Sacred Rage. Other helpful suffixes are of Inertia and of Momentum, specifically against the Limoses that you will have to face at the Olympus. Now we'll take a look at the unique items that are really helpful for the run. Starting with a full set that grants a bonus on elemental damage if you have at least 2 components of it. The Oracle's Garment. Even getting 2 set pieces is hopelessly unrealistic, but would grant you a bonus of 10% elemental damage. That goes up to 20% with 3 pieces and 30% with the full set. A complete set would also give you a cooldown reduction of 10%. But again, getting the set bonus is unrealistic, so let's jump into the single items that are helpful, starting with the staffs. Elafros, Glowing Rod, Shepherd's Crook, and of course the Staff of the Magi. Useful headgears are the Oracle's Wreath and the Cynic's Cover. Useful torsos include Ephor's Garb, the Wayfarer's Regalia, Pios' Sash, the Outrider's Tunic, and in parts the Oracle's Vestment. The arm armors, the Oracle's Winding and the Glowing Bangle. The leg armors, Oracle's Leggings. Rings, the Storm Eye and the Brimstone. And amulets, Frostmoon. There are of course some relics to look out for, most importantly the Hermes' Sandal, with the Zeus's Thunderbolt and Prometheus Flame being on a close second and third place. The Essence of the Golden Fleece can have a recharge reduction as a completion bonus, but getting that is incredibly unrealistic. Other than that, I don't really bother with most of them. Dionysus Wineskin can be helpful, same goes for Amon-Ra's Glory and the Udyata Force. Now, after watching this video, do you have what it takes to kill Typhon as quickly as possible? Why don't you just try it? Don't worry if your first times are atrocious. My first run took more than 2 hours, but I can tell you that you will see an improvement very, very quickly. I'd like to see your attempts. Make sure to submit them at speedrun.com and tell me the story of your runs in the comments below. Happy hunting and may the staff of the Magi be with you.